Wake up, and stay woke. Cause this is the Ball Hawk Sports Talk with your boy, B Brown, ESQ, aka the Ball Hawk, aka the Mouth of the South. This is the place for sports, business, and entertainment collide. And we're gonna give it to you rough, rugged, and raw. So come get you a spoonful, like some grits with butter and salt. You know how we do it in the South, y'all. Make sure you do not get caught in your feelings. Strap on your seatbelt and enjoy the ride. Come on, let's go, 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 go. All right, that's it. I'm hopping in today. I'm not gonna let you know. Normally I let the theme song play about 2-3 times. I'm too excited today. Welcome to the Ball Hawk Sports Talk with your boy B Brown ESQ, aka the Ball Hawk, aka the Mouth of the South, aka Mr. Excessive Celebration with my girl, the Maverick, Miss Majestic Maya, celebrating what was her 40th birthday. What's up, Miss Majestic Maya?
What's up?
Oh man, nothing is up but the rent. I'm so happy that you have decided to join us in the 40 and over club. Welcome to the party. Life now begins. Happy birthday to you. Hopefully you were able to celebrate it despite this pandemic and us being quarantined and homebound. You are a very, very special woman and loved by so many, but loved especially by me. So happy birthday, my sister. It has been a very exciting ride for the last, I'll date us if I say how long we've known each other. We'll say since college.
Couple of decades.
Since college. And so happy birthday to you.
Thank
because
you.
It's your birthday, I have the surprise of all surprises.
Oh my God.
The show has started to develop and people have given us a lot of feedback and a lot of encouragement and support. So on today, in celebration of your 40th birthday, the Maverick herself, I had to give you a surprise. And with no further ado, and all the listeners and followers and people who watched us, with no further ado, we are graduating today. The Ball Hawk Sports Talk is taking the next step. We are graduating, and we are adding to the show none other than the maestro. The maestro will be none other than superhero DJ John Quick. What's up?
What up, bro?
What's up?
Yeah, we got her good. We got Maya good.
Oh, I'm like, what?
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
We stepping into a new frontier, Maya. Look, when you called yourself the Maverick last week, I was like, yo, that's catchy. I think we need to add another not character, because it's better than that, another personality. And I was like, you know what? We need some music. Who better than the superhero DJ John Quick, my fraternity brother, my brother, beyond just the frat, just a good human, and always in the mood for some spirited debate. So we are now elevating the platform. The Ball Hawk Sports Talk has graduated. We are now a three-headed monster. You have the maestro, superhero DJ John Quick. You have the Maverick, Miss Majestic Maya, who is going to tell you exactly how she feels. And especially now that she's 40, she ain't got to play them little people games anymore. And you got myself, the MC, with all my doggone nicknames. I'll just go as the Ball Hog, B Brown ESQ, all those nicknames. We're going to bring you some really good, riveting material, y'all. It's the Ball Hog Sports Talk, where sports, business, and entertainment collide. Let's get it started. All right, so the way we normally start is we'll start with, let's get it off your chest. And so, Maya, you 40, you go first. Ladies first, get it off your chest. Is there anything you want to get off your chest? As I look for my notes. Go ahead.
I want y'all people to vote. That's for sure. And wear your mask.
Amen.
Because y'all nasty.
Nasty folk. Nasty folk.
They are.
The maestro, superhero DJ John Quick. Anything you want to get off your chest? Because it's Friday, you got to purge, man, and let that go before the weekend starts. Anything you want to get off your chest? Anything bother you?
No, I'm with Maya, man. Wear your damn mask. What's going on? Like it's not that difficult. Like we're the worst country in terms of this COVID thing, and the fact is, like all the other countries, they followed, their health organizations, advice. But right. we too arrogant. It's crazy, man. It's crazy.
Very, very arrogant. Very, very, very arrogant. And it's driving me crazy. The only thing I can think rationally is that people just don't want to smell their own breath. We got some funky breath folks, man.
It's called Listerine.
They don't want to smell their own breath. That's the only logic. Oh, Cheeto mouth, Dorito mouth, boy. That's how we say it in Florida. Oh, Dorito mouth, boy. All right, so I'm gonna get this off my chest, and it's gonna lead to the next topic. Everybody was on me, man. We had a segment last week called Tio Thomas, Uncle Tom, and all this, and everybody got on me because I took maybe a path less traveled about my belief when it came to top athletes choosing HBCUs over PWIs. And good friends hit me up. Was like, man, that's an Uncle Tom position. So here it is. I'm good with it. I'm good with it. I'm comfortable in my skin. But now I got to get this off my chest. Y'all ready?
Hey.
You see, I ain't had on a tie since quarantine started. I wore a tie today for this. I wanted to make sure I looked good when I told people how I felt about this, okay? And this is the last time I'm going to deal with it. And then we got some amazing guests coming on. So I'm going to get in and get out quick. Y'all ready?
Mm-hmm.
What I said was I don't think 17 and 18-year-olds should have the obligation to make the very, very good decision of choosing us, black, over them, whatever them is, non-black, other. But I just didn't think that 17, 18-year-olds should make that decision, especially because a lot of them have put in so much work and so much effort. Let's let them make the decision that's best for them. But I'll start with this. I think that when you, as a top athlete, if you decide to choose a PWI, you should choose so with a very strategic path in front of you, and it make sure that you're using it to provide opportunities for other black folk. And that's where I sort of deviate from what a lot of my friends thought I would say, is because I'm in the real world. I worked in these law firms where there's a black partner who wasn't helping a young black associate. I worked in these finance firms where it was one black managing director and you as a black interviewee had no chance with that particular black managing director. So the TV executives, Ball Hog Sports Talk, I've reached out to a lot of black folk who I've shot air balls with because they don't even respond. So what I'm saying is this sports, this whole sports world, it takes a lot from these athletes. And when I say take a lot, yes, there are people, there are institutions that use black athletes, use them. And so my theory, my mom taught me a long time ago, and I've said it several times, I'll say it again, use the game, don't let it use you. But I just want everybody to understand that that's not race specific. Use the game, don't let it use you. There's a lot of black folk that will use you too. And don't let these people who are right in saying that there's a lot of high quality, great things in a HBCU, but don't let them use you to make a decision for them, because a lot of grown-ups ain't making decisions that would suggest that they believe that all black is all right. I have my own black law firm. Try to get a black client. I've had my own black sports agency. Try to get a black client. I've worked in wealth management. Try to get a black client. My thing is this, man. As adults, we got to start leading the way. Don't put the onus on these 17 and 18-year-old kids. And with that, I'm retiring this whole topic because I almost had to wrestle one of my friends. I almost had to wrestle him. Quick. I wasn't going to fight him, but I was going to wrestle him. Because I was straight up. Look, a lot of y'all been fight. Y'all better stop texting me, call me Uncle Tom. I will fight over my name. Look, man, don't get me. That's why I wore my shirt and tie. I wanted to make sure I didn't get out of character today. But no, look, this is a great
stance. Well, your position wasn't Uncle Tom. Now, you know me, I'm quick to call somebody out. It wasn't an Uncle Tom stance. I completely understood where you were coming from. The people who couldn't understand where you were coming from were the people with the issues, because you had very valid points. I had very valid points. They were completely contrasting, but I get what you're saying. And if somebody come at you, you know how I do, cuss them out, keep it moving. They'll call you back.
The Maverick is in the building. That last point that I had about the topic was the experience. And I said that
the Maverick might be a timeout.
The Maverick, yeah, right. But I told everybody that the experience, you're comparing experiences, right? And so as an HBCU graduate, whoever you might be that might be listening, if you want to equal the playing field and make sure the experience is similar, make sure you're ready to drive to not just homecoming, drive to every game. You got to go to every game. Make sure you're willing to write the big checks, because that's the only way that these HBCUs can provide a comparable experience that the PWI is providing. When I drive up to a game and I'm going to a football game at PWI University, the tailgate at 7 a.m. for a night game looks like Freaknik back in the 90s. Good Freaknik. You know what I mean? Talk about back 1994 Freaknik. That good Freaknik. You know what I'm talking about, John? Them good Freakniks. 94, 93.
I had kind of the best of both worlds, because I grew up on the campus of an HBCU, West Virginia State College. Right. But I attended and graduated Marshall University, one of the greatest mid-majors, in American sports history. But what I would say,
Over Randy Moss.
I agree with you. I agree with you. A 17-year-old, an 18-year-old definitely needs guidance, but I ain't gonna front. Like those college visits, man, listen, it's hard. If you depending on when you go to visit an HBCU, if it's homecoming season, listen, it would, for me, if I was a 17-year-old right now, oh no, I'm definitely going to Howard or Hampton, because those homecoming, you can't compare them to a PWI's homecoming. You just can't.
Nah, you can't.
I mean,
Notre Dame, we don't even have a homecoming. That just shows you how different that experience is.
No, we have
I used to
Black College Weekend.
Tennessee State.
We have Black Alumni College Weekend. That's what we have.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? For the PWIs. Like the homecoming, they don't really include us.
No. I have in the studio a very special guest. I think that so we got the Maverick. And the Maverick gonna tell you how it is. We've got the Maestro. Not only is he gonna tell you how it is.
Look, Maya love the sound effects.
He's gonna bless your ears. He's gonna bless your ears while he tell you how it is. And then you got the MC, myself. But we always have the last piece, the missing link. And the missing link for this particular topic is an athlete going through it, a parent that is advising that young athlete of where to go. And with no further ado, the missing link this week will be a great, great friend, a great, great family. We got Mr. Ryan Adams, class of 23 from St. Peter's Prep, and his father, Dr. Adams. And I don't care what you call him, but make sure you put doctor in front of it. Who also happens to be a fine gentleman of Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated.
Hold on a second. You only have Q's up here. Hold on a second.
Hey, we well-rounded.
Hey, I'm just looking for good human beings.
Wait a second. Aren't there? Okay, let me
You
fall.
are
Y'all
surrounded.
ain't gonna get on me.
You're protected. You're protected.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Look, we got you gentlemen in the building because it's one thing to talk about it in theory, talk about the recruiting process and what is attractive to you. I'll start with you, Dr. Adams, as a parent, and I'll give a quick background. They're not only a great family, but a very humble young man. So I'm gonna praise Ryan on his behalf. Ryan is a rising sophomore at St. Peter's Prep. St. Peter's Prep is one of the top football programs, not only in the state, but in the country. And they're sending kids all over the country in terms of scholarships to play in college football programs. So here's a rising sophomore that got to play at one of the top programs as a freshman. You as his father, knowing that he is entering what is considered the recruiting world, what are some of the things that you are looking for as you advise your son about what decisions to make about the next level of football and academics?
So I think since Ryan was little, we always talked about the circle of trust, right? And I always told him that this circle of trust is going to be small because the people that started this circle have no expectation of any gains from you other than your personal success, right? And so me, I consider myself like the manager, the financier, the travel planner, chief cook, and bottle washer.
Right.
And so when I think about where he's going to go, we've traveled all over the country, in terms of football from 5th grade up until, just this pandemic. So for me, it's really important that I trust him to go to a place that understands that education is important. We understand that football may be paying the tuition bill,
right?
But ultimately, he needs to use football instead of football using him.
Amen.
So, right. So he has high aspirations of Power 5 schools. We visited, Morgan. We visited HBCUs. And in the current climate, football is very different than basketball.
Right.
And so people need to understand, at least for me, I understand that it takes 3 classes to change a football program.
You speak the gospel, brother. You speaking the gospel.
You can get 2 or 3 basketball players and change the dynamic, make it to the NCAA, and you change that trajectory.
Right.
But for me, I'm just thinking like, when we started looking at high schools, we picked St. Peter's Prep for several reasons. One, it is the only school in the Big North that is set in the heart of a city, Jersey City, where I'm from.
Yeah.
Second, it is the only school of all the Big North schools that has a club that is strictly catered to Black and brown boys called the Ebony Club. And it's been around for 40-something years.
At St. Peter's Prep, which is predominantly white.
It's about 1,000 students. Between the Black and brown students, they make up maybe 12%, right?
Representative of the country.
Also, the other dynamic is everybody got to commute in. So station class and all that stuff is sort of nixed off when you got to get that New Jersey Transit monthly pass, right? So everybody's commuting in. So that's another maturity factor, like, because he's up at 5 a.m., getting to the train at 6:09, eating breakfast on the train, eating dinner, on the train, all these things. So sometimes, it's a process. So for me, I entrusted Rick Hansen, who's the head coach at Prep, because, again, 34 years at that school, the history of sending student athletes off to Patriot League, Power 5, sending kids off to school. Right. So that to me was really important.
I love it, man. You touched on a few things there, and it was not missed on me that you are very thorough in how you decided where he's going to high school. And you're setting it up now where you'll be just as thorough in terms of helping him decide where he's going to go to college. I guess if you would, for our audience, because I use this statement. A lot of people got upset, but it's true. For athletes, the amount of time you put in and the sacrifice that you made. I talked about last week. My sons at 9 and 7, we getting it in over here. And so I know you started at a very young age with Ryan as well. And I think I framed it something like, you wasn't with me shooting in the gym. So don't try to help me make this decision. And so Ryan, if you would, could you explain, because your dad talked about traveling around the country, could you just give our audience sort of a quick synopsis of what it has taken, what kind of commitment you have made, sacrifices you have made to put you in a position as a rising sophomore, top program, state and national recognition? What did it take to get to this point?
Up until this point, daily commitments such as training, taking care of my body, making sure I'm eating, drinking water. There's training every day. Sometimes I have an off day, so where I rest and I make sure I take care of my body.
Right.
I'm committed to sports most of the time. I always take care of my academic work when it's during the school year.
Yep.
But I have so many things I'm doing when it's in season and off season.
Right.
I can't.
How many times would you say you work out a week?
6 times. 6 times a week. Sometimes 2 days. 6 days a week. Yeah.
6 days a week.
Mm-hmm.
Let me ask you this, because I remember meeting you at a park to work out when you were about
5th grade.
5th grade. So I don't even know what that is. 10 years old.
Wow.
Let's just put it this way. It was before the facial hair. You didn't have facial hair.
Bobby, you still don't have facial hair.
I still don't have facial hair. I'm holding on. I'm
Young
holding on to what I
man,
got.
you good. You good. Bobby don't have no hair. He got that struggle stash.
Holding on. I'm holding on. But I will say this, man. You stayed out there for hours at 10 years old. When adults try to come and influence what you do, could you just let them know, sort of like, because you ran track as well, correct?
Yes.
Could you just let them know, like, the level of commitment it takes to be a top defensive back? Give us an understanding of, like, what kind of workout, what goes into your workouts.
So I have planned workouts. So I have strength workouts that are either upper body or lower body, or conditioning.
Right.
And then I'll have skill-specific workouts. So that's with my DB trainer.
Yeah.
What about some of the DB trainers you work with?
So I trained with Kamai Dumas. He played at Monmouth University.
Also a man of Omega Psi Phi, but go ahead.
I trained with Coach Bell. He's the head coach at Westside High School.
Also a man of Omega Psi Phi, but yeah, go ahead. You surround yourself with good
North
people,
New Jersey,
brother.
West Side.
Yes, he's the head coach at Westside.
Okay, West Side High. Okay, the Highlanders. Okay.
And
No, the Rough Riders.
Oh, sorry. Excuse me. I stand corrected.
I don't know anything about Newark football. I
was born and raised in Newark. Excuse me. I didn't go to West Side.
Rough Rider. All right. But go ahead. Who else? You have any other defensive back coaches?
I have Keon Walker. He played at Syracuse. And he's the head coach at Hoboken High School.
Okay.
And my DB coach at St. Peter's Prep is Coach Nas Oliver. He played at Tennessee.
Right. Now, you also played at both Piscataway for Little League or Pop Warner. You played at Piscataway, and then you finished your career at Brick City.
Mm-hmm.
So you're used to winning, right?
Yes.
Those are all programs that have great tradition. does tradition, winning, the experience of playing in front of thousands of people, would that impact you as a recruit in making your decision?
No. Big name schools, they all have the flashy things you want in the school. So they all have the nice uniforms, the social media accounts, the big stadiums, the nice facilities. But when you look past those things, that's when you want to decide on what you really want in your school. So the relationships between the coaches, if you can develop a relationship with the coach for years, academics at the school, how will your life as a student be?
Right.
So those are some things you'd want to decide on. That
Well,
many of my teammates have told me.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, you've seen some of, because of your St. Peter's prep, you've seen some of the older kids. Just in a nutshell, quickly, are all of your friends and older teammates, are they as smart as you and have such good support system in making these decisions?
Not always, but I always try and help them if I can. It's always good to have a support system, but some kids, no matter where they're coming from, they might not be able to have it.
Well, man, look, Dr. Adams, Ryan Adams, class of 2023 of the St. Peter's Prep. What's y'all mascot? The Marauders.
Marauders.
I got it right. All right. St. Peter's Prep Marauders. Hopefully, before you graduate, we can have y'all line up against the St. Thomas Aquinas of the greater Fort Lauderdale.
Oh, God, no.
Because I would love that, man. I would always root for you on your side, but I got to root for St. Thomas in the game. Look, guys, Godspeed with all this. Enjoy every second of it. As someone that's been through it, my only advice to you is enjoy every second of it, because when you blink, as you've already seen, it's going to be gone, man. So enjoy every second of it. To see not only my fraternity brother, but a great black man advise his son in the way that you are and the time that you spend with him, and knowing that he's got a great support system and helping him make this decision is nothing but a blessing, man. This is Black excellence, man. So you guys keep it up. Thank you for joining us in the Ball Hog Sports
Thank
Talk.
you for having us.
Always come
Hold on, Bob. Bob, can we give it up for Black dads? Let's give it up for Black dads, because he's obviously done a great job with his son, man. His son is well spoken. Seems like he's got a good head on his shoulders.
This is the norm. This is the norm. Don't believe that the bullshit you see on TV. This is the norm.
You know, I want to say,
give us your Instagram handles, man. Go follow Ryan and watch his journey, man.
Bobby, real quick, while we do that, if you want to see where black dads are before this COVID, you come to a practice and you see the fence lined with black fathers.
Amen.
Right? Black fathers are active. They're visible, not only at athletic events, but at schools, at plays, whether you have sons or daughters. Black fathers are very visible.
Amen,
very
brother.
active. And I don't know, me personally, any of my friends who are fathers who are deadbeats, because we wouldn't be friends.
I like it, man. I love it,
right,
brother.
Exactly.
Well said, man. And with that, thank you guys for joining us. We got one of our followers, our loyal followers, Scott Bibb, telling Ryan to pledge Kappa. So we might have to kick him out the doggone room.
Just do that block notice.
That's never going to happen.
Block notice.
Ryan, you know what it is, man. Ryan, you know what it is, Ryan. Hey, thank y'all for joining the Ball Hog Sports Talk. God bless, man. All right, y'all. Look, so this is how we're going to do this. We are going to hop into the next topic, man. But before we do, what an amazing relationship they have. And I wanted everyone to just get a glimpse of what it takes to get to this point, because while you might have some very principled reasons for advising someone to choose an HBCU over a PWI, just appreciate the sacrifice that has gone into that time to get to being a recruit, and let them make the decision based on what's best for them. Now, I also brought someone here on purpose that had the resources around him, that had a dad giving him good sound advice. that understood the quality of a good education, what that would mean for him, and not just somebody from the neighborhood who you could just shine shiny things in front of. Because I want the HBCUs to be able to get these type of athletes. And so what a great representation. Ryan and Dr. Adams, man, that was amazing. Any follow-up from either of you?
No, like I said, it's the norm. I mean, these narratives, you know, painting black men as deadbeat dads, that's not true. My grandfather wasn't a deadbeat dad. My father passed away when I was young. He wasn't around, but I mean, through circumstances that he couldn't control. But my uncle, God rest his soul, was not a deadbeat father. He was very active before he passed. So I don't know deadbeat. I don't know deadbeat human beings. So that's not
I think Dr. Adams said it perfectly. It's like if they were, they wouldn't be my friend. And
exactly.
So we are a reflection of the people that are closest to us. So
absolutely.
Quick, I'll give you the last quick word on it. Anything?
Yeah. Like I said, I just thought the whole relationship between the dad and the son was just beautiful. And like I said, I wanted to pick up black dads, you know, my dad, rest his soul, you know, I feel blessed to have had him as a dad. Now, my uncle, his brother is like my other dad, who's also a member of Omega Psi Phi, I might add. And he's actually the acting president of West Virginia State College, like I said, the HBCU campus where I grew up on. So, you know, I've seen amazing dads in action all my life and whatever. So, yeah. Kudos to black dads. Man.
That's what's up. That was great. Now, for all of you guys listening and following, please, if you have an idea about how we can tie up a particular discussion that we are having, we welcome you to join us as the missing link. We got the maestro to the far right, superhero, DJ. We have the maverick in the middle, the lady who needs no introduction, but the majestic one, Miss Maya. And then you got the boy, man, the MC, B Brown ESQ. And Quick and I have rocked plenty of parties together while I'm MCing and he's blessing your ears. We're going to do the same thing from sports, business, and entertainment content. Welcome to the new Ball Hog Sports Talk. And with that, man, let's hop into a few more topics. The NBA bubble. Never did I think that a bunch of adults would be describing their interaction as the bubble, but the NBA has created this bubble in Orlando, of all places. The places where you go for Walt Disney World and Mickey Mouse. These grown men are entangled because this is now officially, we're going to turn now to the Entanglement episode. They are entangled in a bubble, but this bubble is pretty interesting.
Florida.
It's like Sparta. Eric Bledsoe, I don't know if you guys saw that, but who is the point guard for the Milwaukee Bucks, averages 15 points, 4 rebounds, and 5 assists, and on a team that is considered most likely to come out of the East, whatever that means in NBA terms these days. But he is not in Orlando. He's not in the bubble. Because he is unfortunately he got a positive coronavirus test, and so but it makes me think that as soon as one of these players tests positive in the bubble, it's over, right? Like how do you continue if someone tests positive?
Well, honestly, it's number one they have to isolate, and I think if you test positive, it's a 10-day isolation situation. So it's basically like being on the injured reserve, you know?
It's 14.
Yeah. So you know, it's now here's the thing. What if, and it looked like this might happen to the Nets, if too many of your players test positive and you can't field the team? You know, that's my thing. Like
they shouldn't be playing anyway. Stop being greedy.
Whole season?
Yeah, but this is the most far-fetched dumb shit I've ever seen in my life. It's like we gonna get our dollars no matter what. We don't care if you get sick, if you kill everybody, but we still put a product on the field. Like, stop it already. Like, I don't understand what's this need for money. Now, I get it. People are going a little stir crazy. They have cabin fever, whatever. That Bobby, look, you better get you some Candy Crush and master some levels or something. But this is ridiculous. It's like they're literally sending these men to die. It is Sparta. It's like, we're going to send you out here, put you in this bubble, and you're going to play. Hopefully no one gets sick. And then it's just stupid. Sit out. It's not going to kill you to sit out the season. And if it does, you need to hire another money manager because they ain't doing their job.
I agree with you in the sense that the players are compelled to play because of money issues. They want those checks. And I also agree with you that the NBA is looking at the opportunity of having such a captive audience, like crazy people like me. I'm about to just jump out my own skin because I want to see sports. And with that comes an amazing TV audience. Like, I'm gonna watch every second of it. I know it's wrong, but it feels so right. Maya, I just want to see a jump shot from the corner. I want to see somebody get
Do
dunked
your own
on,
jump
man.
shot. I live around the corner from a hoop. That poor baby Thatcher. For those who don't watch regularly, Bobby has his youngest son Thatcher, who is the cutest thing, but he's a little terror. But he's a cutie pie. Bobby will have him on that court and do this. Move. You doing it wrong. And that boy just shooting up hoops, making every shot. Bobby, put that boy out there, torture him some more, and play some basketball with that little boy.
You might be on to something, Maya. If they cancel this NBA season, y'all holler at me, man. I got 2 boys. They gonna play. I'll play anybody. I'll record it.
Is a beast. That boy. Let me tell you, I texted Bobby after that, and I said, "Damn, Bobby, I've never seen you like that." But what did I say? You're raising the king, so you have to be hard on him. That boy made every shot. He made every damn shot.
I laugh at. I laugh them all the time. But
yeah, there's something we're leaving out.
Tough love.
Let's keep it 100. The main reason they literally want to play, because if they don't play, then their collective bargaining agreement gets thrown out the window and they start brand new. And what the owners want to do is put in a hard cap, and the players don't want that. So that's why they're playing. That's why the players want to play. That's the main reason, because if they get a hard cap, all those crazy contracts you see right now, they're gonna be like the NFL contracts. Really,
all about the money.
Yep. So, Bobby, as an attorney, what about like force majeure? Like, there's certain things that are out of our control. No one predicted COVID. Like, this is something that we have literally haven't. It's worse than the Spanish flu of 1918. No one assumed this would happen. I mean, aren't there clauses in contracts that protect people from this like happening, or they just don't have the foresight?
In the individual contract, yes, there'll be a force majeure clause, but whether or not that is going to allow both sides to get out of the collective bargaining agreement, that's something completely different. So you got labor, right? People think of law in terms of we call it labor and employment, but they're two very distinct things. Labor, on the labor side, that's what the superhero DJ John Quick, the maestro himself, is talking about. On the employment side, right, that is the individual contracts. But I think it boils down to just literally the revenue that they're going to make from the TV dollars that will be flowing in, because crazy people like me are going to be glued to the television. But I'll tell you this, inside the bubble, because they all entangled inside the bubble. I guess there's been some guys that've been trying to sneak a friend in. You know how they do it. You know
that was going to happen. Like, come on, this is no surprise.
Yeah,
like, what?
Like the guys who are married and they brought their families with them, cool. But everybody else, they like, man, I can't.
But they couldn't even do that. They couldn't bring their families. They can't
bring their families, and so they trying to sneak in, a side dish. They trying to sneak in. They're not trying to, make a long-term commitment. They just want for the night. They're committed to putting someone in the boat.
Ew. That's cesspool. Yo, let me tell you something. And these, okay, I hope no children are watching. These guys are so nasty. They'll pass the same woman around. Could you imagine? So not only are you going to have a COVID-19 outbreak, you're going to have a chlamydia outbreak.
Well,
y'all nasty.
Well, it's ironic that we come full circle, and there was a virus. There was a virus in the 80s, 90s.
It's only for one night.
There it is. There it is. That's all they want for one night. Hey, what's amazing in that is Luther made even a one-night stand sound so good. If only
exactly. It's not like you're supposed to do this.
Right. Like, only for one night. It's all about your delivery. You get them, Luther.
Gross.
Delivery. But they are now trying to encourage players that find other players maybe sneaking someone in the side door, in the back door. They're encouraging them. They got these signs all around the bubble telling them that with a basically a 1-800 number, you can anonymously, try to say that quickly 5 times, anonymously submit a report that says, I saw John Quick opening the back door and letting somebody in. So the NBA is encouraging snitching. Is that snitching or good rats?
I don't like that term snitching, because snitching, that's a criminal term. Like, you know, you snitch on your mob boss or things of that nature. These are grown men talking about, yo, don't bring the cooties in here, bro. Like, what's wrong with you? You know what I'm saying? Like, not only can you bring it to me, but you could mess up the bag. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's going on?
I agree. Like, look, I don't care. You know me. I don't tell adults what to do. I mean, you can hang her by her pinky toe. I don't care. But if she dirty, like, if she's smashing you don't know her from a hole in the wall. That means she's smashing others. Exactly. Ew. So you gonna bring this infested, disease-ridden whatever into my bubble? I'm gonna beat all y'all asses, especially
what sounded so great by Luther has just turned upside down quickly. You say you call her disease-infested. My goodness, man, what do you think he bringing in the dough? And then hanging her from her pinky toe. That must be a whole different thing, man. I ain't never heard of that. Maybe I'm not wild enough. Hang her by her pinky toe. Yeah.
I'm not even gonna drop the websites, I know, so y'all keep them moving.
Yeah, keep them close. Keep them close. All right, so what's the NBA bubble? We don't pop the bubble by bringing a rat infested, whatever Maya just called them. Keep the bubble safe. Keep the bubble safe. Danica Patrick and Aaron Rodgers are no longer a pair. They were together for 2 years. I know Maya's been dying to talk about this. They were mainstream sports world's version of Beyonce and Jay. Aaron Rodgers and Danica Patrick. It was like, you know, come on now. This got to be a thing.
That was the non-melanated version. I mean, we got Russell and Sierra. I mean, we good. No one cares about Danica Patrick. Shout out to Danica. I don't have any problem with her. Shout out to Aaron Rodgers. He's down for the cause. I don't care. But I don't care. Yeah. Y'all, let me tell you something. I don't care about anything from Wisconsin unless it's a block of cheese that I ordered. I don't care.
I know that they just drafted, the Green Bay Packers just drafted another black quarterback in the first round, which allegedly is going to be Aaron Rodgers' replacement. Jordan Love, the kid from not Utah. Where did he play? I forgot where he played.
He played at Utah.
He did play at Utah.
Is he really black playing at Utah?
He black. He black.
When I heard the name, I was like, oh no, that's the brother. Jordan Love. That's a brother.
He's the brother.
No, I'm just saying, because you know, we got a lot of Clarence Thomases and Uncle Ruckuses, you know, just because they skin folk don't mean they kinfolk.
Well,
I
was wondering though whether or not,
night, right? This whole draft room was melanated,
straight melanated. But I was wondering whether or not, just to be a conspiracy theorist, and gossiper at this point. I was wondering whether or not Danica was entangled with the backup. Has Danica gone black and never to turn back? I'm just joking. I don't know nothing about no.
Let me tell you, a lot of them do. They just, whatever. Shut up, Maya. I said I was going to be on my best behavior. Because I'm a lady. I'm 40. I'm a lady.
But they are no longer together. They are no longer a pair. All right. So because this is the entanglement episode, we got to talk about the elephant in the room. And we know the elephant is none other than the Smiths. Quickly, what do y'all have to say about it, man? I love the fact that she called it an entanglement because it taught a whole bunch of brothers a new word and how to be more creative. Because I'm sure that's all the NBA guys, when they get reported, when someone tells on them, they going to fire back. Nah, it was just an entanglement.
What are you, a bunch of cords? You were entangled? Look. You were entangled. At the end of the day,
what do y'all think about Jada and Will? What's up, y'all?
Okay, let me say, because I've been holding this for quite some time.
Oh, yeah.
I am not married, so I do not know. Shut up, Bob. I do not know what married life is. I know relationships can be hard as hell. So you can only imagine when you exchange vows with someone that you stuck with them. Yep. So he said, you and that music are killing me. He said that they were pretty much at the point of breaking up, and she went and did her thing. She was broken. She was very clear about that. I get it. I'm not saying she's right. I get it. Okay, she's not just the Joneses. Stop it.
What would you say?
I'm not saying it's right, but I understand. And that's a marriage. First of all, whether they've been married for like 23 years, if they had worked through it, it's no place for anyone outside of their marriage to come in and say you should do X, Y, and Z. Because half of the people that are saying she should have left couldn't get a man if they had a fish net $40 and some bomb wank from 10 years ago. So people really need to stay out of people's relationships. Let them be tangled all they want to.
It depends on what color the fishnet stockings are. It depends on what color the fishnet stockings are.
Well, I think you're funny.
Go
honestly,
ahead.
My main concern, honestly, I didn't even care whether she got entangled with somebody. My issue was who she got entangled with. That was your son's friend. Yo, you are savage, Jada. Not only
do you know how many men do that shit on the regular? Are you kidding me?
No, listen, here's the thing. Not only was it your son's friend, it was your son's mentally and emotionally and drug addicted friend.
Oh, get out of here.
Hold on. That he brought to y'all to help. Yo, come on.
Oh, wait a minute. That's how they met initially?
He went on the red table.
No, but my thing is this. So when men get a woman who's emotionally broken, she's younger, and they do their thing with her, they don't say, oh, she's mentally challenged. She crazy.
No, I didn't hear the name.
No, he said, she just said when men do it, when men apply the same.
No. Listen, you see what they did with R. Kelly with his crazy ass. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is,
you peeing on little girl? Come on, man.
Let me ask you this.
He has issues.
If Will had done that with one of Willow's friends, he'd be canceled. Let's keep it 100. He'd be canceled. They'd be like Fresh Prince no more, not even in syndication.
She was of age. No, if she was of age. August is of age. But this
he was of age, but they met it when he was 20. So that could be a grooming situation.
No, but my thing is this.
Quick.
First of all, August got loose. We talking about snitches. First of all, he did this because he got an album coming out. Shut your mouth. We don't even know about your entanglements. This is why dudes stop getting the cooter, because they talk too much. Keep your mouths closed and you why are you talking? That's some bitch shit right there. You keep your mouth closed. You don't need to know where the bodies are buried.
Or if at this point he has burned the bridge, Jada, call me and we'll figure it out together. That's all I'm saying. Call me and we're going to figure it out together if
I'm sure
August
together,
is not in the picture anymore.
You funny,
Hey,
bro. You
hey.
funny.
And not my thing. I don't encourage cheating. That's not my thing. I've always been a stickler about that. But why would you? So it was so strategic on his part. He like, I got
Oh
this.
no, I think it was.
And
But-
I'm gonna call and tell
That
him.
goes to the mental
But
instability.
hold on.
Still,
But having worked in the mental health field for almost 20 years, some of the most strategic, just dastardly cunning people are the ones who are mentally and emotionally challenged.
Yep.
I'm telling. So that didn't surprise me at all. But my issue is, again, like I wouldn't want my mom screwing one of my friends. That's just it. I don't care how old he is. You know what I'm saying? Like, mom, like, come on.
But I don't want nobody out to be telling people. Why you telling me what we did? You corny.
Let's say they cool now. From this point on, if your man Jane tries to snap on August, like, yeah, that's cool, but I smashed your mom's.
Why do dudes always say that? Like, you can never come back from that. Yeah,
in the men's locker room, that is,
oh my God,
mic drop, we're done, right?
I'll
say this though, quick.
I'll say this, LeBron James.
Remember LeBron? Remember LeBron James?
Oh yeah.
Yo, that dude is out of the league. He's done.
He's homeless now. He's
homeless
major problems.
He's the reason LeBron left Cleveland, to be honest.
I'll tell you this quick. The one thing I will say is we have given one person a pass because Puffy has done it. Puffy has been with a young woman who was his son's.
I'm like, what?
Everybody been with Lauren Harvey. Like, come on now. Everybody been with her.
That was trash, bro.
I know, but he did it.
You're right, bro.
His son's ex or
right.
Come on, man.
Who hasn't gone through Lori Harvey? If you begging Future, you have absolutely no standards. That is disgusting. That is ill. He got more entanglements than the back of his old nasty self. And you lay down with that? You putting your mouth on that? You got the cool. She got the cooties. You don't want her in the book.
He might have hung her from her toenail. I don't know. But look. Look, Tiger Woods. While we're talking about entanglement, Tiger Woods has now decided to re-entangle himself with the black community. Tiger Woods has said to the black delegation, I heard that you had me on the trading block. I know you are ready to give me up, but I am speaking up for Black Lives Matter. What's up, y'all? Are we going to reinstate his black card?
Yeah. We traded him when he coined the term Coblinasian. Oh, you all of that? Keep your Coblinasian ass over there. We don't want you nowhere.
Go back to Coblinasia, wherever that is.
Exactly. Because we in Wakanda.
No, you ain't even get a napkin at the barbecue.
He like, excuse me. Okay, picture this scenario. He'll roll up with his old golf cart because or he would have his chauffeur up there because he's too good to drive. He'd be like, excuse me, I smell some really good barbecue ribs here. Be like, we ain't got no teriyaki sauce. Get your ass back.
No, here's the funny part. He one of them dudes, you go to the party and everybody sing along to the lyrics, a classic hip hop song. He don't know none of the lyrics.
No.
He's just like,
no. He's just sitting back there.
Exactly. He don't know none of the lyrics.
He doing surveys. He doing surveys. How do you guys know the words to this? How does everyone know the words to this?
You guys are saying,
all right. Tiger, I tried, Tiger. I've been fighting for MJ. Now that he's giving money to the cause, I fought for Tiger. But Tiger looks like, man, your trading card is official. But I will say this. He played very well in the Memorial Tournament. After he spoke up for Black Lives Matter, the Memorial is getting deep, y'all.
No, it ain't with his big ass teeth. He looked like a gopher. Go over there, eat some wood, and leave the black people alone. We don't want you.
All right. Last but certainly not least on today's Ball Hog Sports Talk. Before we get to the last topic, we're going to ask all our new listeners and new supporters to we ask every week humbly, please like, please comment, and please share. Because we want everybody to appreciate this rough, rugged, and raw ignorance coming to you from the luxury of our own homes. This is quite a trio with the maestro, superhero DJ John Quick. We got the Maverick, Miss Majestic Maya. And you have the MC, yours truly, the ball hog, B Brown ESQ. The last topic for today. And I never ever thought that this particular entity would be a main topic because they've been irrelevant for so long. But we got to talk about the Washington Redskins. Dan Snyder and the powers that be finally decided to succumb to all of the pressure, and they have officially, long overdue, but they have officially decided to change the mascot from the Redskins to another name. So, yes, sometimes it takes a long time for vindication, but they have made the right decision. Maybe not for the right reason, because we know a lot of their corporate sponsors decided to part ways. Exactly. But it is the right decision. And so at the Ball Hog Sports Talk, we love to get people's input. What should the Redskins be called? Make sure that you comment. Let us know what you think they should be called. I know a lot of people say Red Tails, but there is a squatter who is buying up trademarks and
I saw that.
you saw that, right? Making it
got
really
all
tough
you got
for
all
the
of it.
Redskins. And this is the reason people hate lawyers, by the way, right? For reasons like that. Because we're so litigious as a country. People know that if you own the mark, you got to come through me, baby. And that's just the law. What do you guys think the DC or the Washington team should be called? I'm not calling them Redskins anymore.
Hey, Bob, real quick. I know two daughters of Tuskegee Airmen, and they both said they did not want Red Tails associated with a league that blackballs Colin Kaepernick. They both said the exact same thing.
Got that.
Red Tails is off the table for me. So how
about this then? Because both of you turned the TV off during Colin Kaepernick's collusion, basically the collusion that kept Colin Kaepernick out of the league. So let me ask you this: if the Washington, what used to be Redskins, changes their name to the Red Tails and signs Colin Kaepernick, how would that influence your decision about following the league?
No, still wouldn't follow the league because it's all strategic. It's not from something it's not genuine. It's this is what's going to generate revenue for us. And Dan Snyder ain't shit. He ain't never been shit. As you can see, he's kept this name forever. The Cleveland Indians ain't shit. Like all of these organizations that have held on to these names that are offensive and disrespectful to people, this goes to show you that they don't care. So you know what? I don't care about you or your squad. They should call them the Washington trash cans because they trash anyway. The ownership is trash.
I agree.
The team is trash. Please.
All right. Well, look, I don't know where to go from there other than they trash. And that's why I was shocked that I would put them in the category of our main topic today. Let's look through a few of these comments and see what we have here. Okay, Colin Kaepernick. He said, I don't think Colin wants to come back. He's got a lot on his plate right now.
Not true. I know Colin. He does want to play. So let's end all this speculation.
Wherever he goes, I'm gonna buy all the merchandise.
And that's another thing, Maya. I don't understand. These teams are stupid. Do you realize how much money they make off his jersey sales alone?
You know how quickly it sells. I tried to get his sneakers, his jersey. Every time I go, the moment it's released, sold out. I'm like, damn. Yeah. And I was waiting to click the buy button.
And hold on. And Bob, you know what that means? That whole Colin Kaepernick is bad for business. That goes out. That went out the window with the Nike stock changes.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Like when they signed him, their stock skyrocketed.
Nike didn't think it was bad for business. Everybody, yeah. And look, I almost bought Colin Kaepernick's jersey before the major upheaval, and I didn't. I waited 2 days, and you can't find one of those jerseys now, man. So it's obviously good for business. I don't know what's going to come of this. I just think that he has so much more power and reach and impact than football will allow for him. But at the same time, I had to make that transition from football to the life after. And I think that should be done on your own terms and at your own time. So if he wants to play, then he should absolutely have the opportunity to play, because look at some of the backup quarterbacks. Now, initially, and it's probably changed now, but initially they were saying he didn't want to be a backup. But as the court case turns out, we saw that was just talking points as they were colluding to keep him out of the league.
Created a narrative to pay him out to be a villain. He's not a team player. So literally, they took this man and made him out to be something that he wasn't. If you knew anything about Colin Kaepernick before everything popped off, you would see the type of person he was, how he was already active in the community, how, you know, our fellow Notre Dame alum, Joanna Bowen, shout out to Joanna. Her son saw Colin Kaepernick at the airport. It was a whole bunch of kids. Colin went right up to her son, was like, "Shorty, come here, let me take a picture with you." This is the thing. This is what you don't see. What you see is a whole bunch of angry white men that this black man is over there saying, I'm not doing this shit on the damn plantation. I'm making my own rules. And then how dare this black man not do what we say? Your job is to run, catch, shoot, and do everything we tell you, and I'm not doing it. That shows you how evil and conniving these people are. So you want to know something? I want them to continue to suffer. Let me tell you something. If that league folds tomorrow, that'd be a good thing. Because you want to know something? It's been years of them treating black men like shit. So you want to know something? I don't care.
If it does fold, y'all make sure that y'all come over to the MFL. I'm gonna create something else. You know, but
I sound like Suge Knight. If you don't want your coaches all over the video,
you don't want your owners colluding and not letting a brother with some activist behaviors in his daily life. If you don't want your owners trying to collude, come holler at me. We're gonna start with flag, because if y'all tackle me, I'm gonna shoot you. That's just, I got a pistol for that reason. Anybody tackle me nowadays, I'm gonna shoot you. I ain't hitting the ground no more. But after I build up the resistance to get tackled again, then we gonna turn to tackle football. Yeah.
Hey,
baby.
Bob, real quick, I wanted to ask you, because I see some people in the comments say, "Oh, he is a backup." We don't know that, because there's a lot of trash starters, right? Like, I mean,
Jay Cutler.
Well, he's no longer in the league. But here's the thing: they brought him back out of retirement before they brought Colin back, and he was trash when he was playing. So the last time Colin Kaepernick played, he had 16 touchdowns and 4 interceptions on a team with no offensive line. So this whole narrative about, oh, he's a backup or he's trapped, stop, man. Stop. Just stop.
Here's my thing.
Can I just say something really quickly? The people that are making these football decisions, determining who can play, who can't play, are people who have never played the game. I mentioned this weeks ago. I have an issue with these men who have MBAs, all these degrees under the sun, but they have never played the sport. What makes your opinion valid in determining and judging talent? These guys couldn't do anything on the field. Like, you have all these journalists. I'm a sports journalist. They're like 400 pounds. You right because you couldn't play. And I'm supposed to sit and listen to
you gonna stop talking about Jason Whitlock like that. You gonna stop talking about Jason Whitlock like that. I know what you got. I'm checking out your subliminals, but Jason Whitlock did play ball. He did play ball for Ball State.
He ate the ball. He ate the damn ball.
I'll say this, and then we'll get out of here.
I'm glad he got fired too, by the way. But go ahead.
He did, but I'll say this, and then we'll wrap up for the day. I never had an issue with Colin Kaepernick. I think Colin Kaepernick, what he was doing and why he was doing, was spot on. My only, not even issue, I was just nudging the people around him to encourage him to walk into his greater purpose. But at the end of the day, I started off by talking about not putting the onus on young men when it comes to HBCUs over PWIs. The same thing is true. Colin Kaepernick wants to play football. Let's let him do that until he can't do it anymore. The bigger issue that I think we all have to recognize, and hopefully we shall address, is that there is no job security in the NFL. The contract is not worth the paper that it's written on. So Colin Kaepernick was the most public example of someone that their employment was terminated for what we would call insufficient reasoning. But every NFL player is susceptible to that. And so I'm not saying that it's normalized so much that I've accepted it. What I'm saying is, let's use this as a reason to pivot the conversation. How do we protect these brothers? How can the union and the collective bargaining agreement be such that the most dangerous sport has the least protection in terms of your employment? And it's not just Colin Kaepernick. Colin Kaepernick is one employment that was terminated for reasons that are mind-boggling, but so many other players, a lot of them also people of color, are victims of this unbelievable lack of a job security.
But the issue is that the reason someone can fire him over these bogus claims is an even bigger issue. Everything that he has said is true. If you look at any statistics, Black men are targeted more by the police. Black people by numbers are killed more than police. When you have an interaction when a white police officer has an interaction with a Black citizen, the first thing they do is put their hand on their gun in their holster. They will talk to white citizens before they speak to Black. The color of someone's skin is not a weapon. We need to talk about the bigger issues of society as a whole. And for someone bringing that to someone's attention should not cost them their job. That's the point that I'm making. And this man has been the sacrificial lamb. And this is why people will always support him. He will always have people in his corner because everything he said was true. Nothing that man said was a lie. When you call out people for bullshit and they don't like it, they take what they had, their power, and use it against you to slander you, to make you look like this horrible person, when at the end of the day, they're the fucking pigs.
I agree with you.
Speak on it.
I agree with the whole NFL being a trash organization, a trash league, and they don't protect their people. But you want to know something? That's what DeMar Smith gets paid to do. That's why I said all your skin folk ain't your kinfolk, because he ain't shit. At least Gene Upshaw, he was wild with it. Nobody but he cared about his players. Like, he was a Devo, but he stood for his players. And Paul Tagliabue was a much better commissioner. This Roger Goodell, he looks like a mashup between that fat orange pig and a Chucky doll. And all he does is take up space with his fat orange ass. He's a fucking pig. And he's in the owner's pockets because they pay him. He don't have to worry about job security and money for the rest of his life. Please.
So this is Maya walking full stride into 40, just as she was at 39, opinionated and unapologetic about it. And that's why she is the Maverick in the building. Look, y'all, I am going to shut it down today, not because I want to, because I have to. I know how people's attention spans are. We're asking everyone who offered such great commentary, such great feedback, such helpful advice, and sort of how we're going to change the landscape of sports, and the sports business, and the entertainment aspect of sports business, and entertainment collide. We're asking you humbly to like, comment, and share. And notice that the last comment that is posted is "Happy birthday, Maya."
Thank you.
Cancer season is now official because Maya is 40. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Maya. Hey, we're not going to talk about the versus joint?
Oh, yeah. We got to fall.
Yeah. Stop the music.
Yeah. Sorry. The versus this week. The versus this week. Who you got?
Wednesday.
DMX, Snoop Dogg. It's the dog battle. This is going to be like no other dog. This is a legal dog fight. They're not gonna arrest nobody like they did Michael Vick. This is not a cultural debate as to whether or not
This
the
ain't
South
jail
won.
time, battle.
Who is the baddest dog? Is it DMX or is it Smokey himself, Snoop Dogg? Who the baddest dog? Who you got? Make sure that I want to see it. All you gotta do is write one name. Is it Snoop or X? We want to know who you got, because after Wednesday, we are going to look back at the tape and see who you pick. Everybody who said Snoop easy, look, man, it's not gonna be easy.
Y'all know hip hop if y'all say
easy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Hey,
Look, next got some hits, honey.
Look what the bro posted. He put crack versus chronic.
Yo,
y'all so rude. I love it.
Hey, Black Widow. Hey, I'm here for it. Who you got? Is it DMX? Is it Snoop Dogg? Who is it? Who's it gonna be? Is it the deep dark bark, or is it the smooth flow, bow wow type Snoop melodic?
I will say this: both their debut albums, both of them are classics.
I don't know who I got. Who you picking? We're gonna start with you. Now, matter of fact, you go last. You have the most credibility when it comes to this. I have the least credibility because to me, the musical genius that doesn't get full recognition.
It's Trick Daddy Dollars.
You know it. TWD, Trick Daddy Dollars. A musical genius. You know, followed only by Luke Skywalker, Luke the Camel.
Yo, Luke got some club bangers.
Classic.
I wanna rap.
So, but I'm gonna go with I gotta go with Chronic. I'm going with Snoop Dogg in a photo finish. Snoop Dogg wins. Who you got, Maya?
DMX, let me tell you, he revolutionized. I would say this, if his drug addiction didn't take over, he would literally be one of the top 3 rappers, greatest of all time. Because that boy could spit. And
Say no to drugs. Say no to drugs.
And he got that preacher, like he should be a preacher. He got some sermon in him. Like he can definitely deliver.
He
has
talks
the greatest
to you in a certain way.
Yeah. I will say this. Oh, and lastly, Snoop just transcends. Like, you cannot not like Snoop. Doggy Style, that fucking album, let me tell you, I still got some joints on my iTunes, but I got more DMX, so I'm gonna go with the X-Man.
All right, the tiebreaker, last but certainly not least, the maestro himself. You've been spinning vinyls. You've heard all of these classics. You know what it does to a party. You've seen it. Now we gotta know, who are you picking for the versus battle? Snoop versus DMX.
This is so hard. I need people to understand how versus works. Number one, it's very strategic. The first person plays, the first rapper or whatever, they play the first 10 songs first. So you got to have good strategy to know what to play after they play their song. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The first 1 to 11 wins. The first 1 to 11 wins. So even though Snoop's bag is much deeper because he's just been doing music forever, whereas DMX had a long pause. As a matter of fact, DMX hasn't put out a hit record in a while.
And he's spent a lot of time in jail.
But here's what you got to remember. DMX's main producer is somebody named Swiss Beats, who runs verses. So he would not have put DMX in a position of humiliation if they didn't have something up their sleeve. All right. So he's probably going to coach him in terms of what to play, when to play it. Because, prime example, if Snoop plays Gin and Juice, play one of your album duds. There's no sense in even trying to go up against Gin and Juice. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But if he can make it through, let's say if Snoop goes first, if he can make it through those first 10 with at least 3 wins, he has a good chance to win. So I don't know if I'm picking a winner, because it's really hard for me. I really don't know. It's really going to depend on the strategy. It really is.
What you have just found, what you might have just discovered, bruh, is a whole different opportunity to provide services. Because maybe all of these dudes and ladies
They
in
need
the versus battles need a musical consultant, a DJ to help them decide which song to play and when to play it.
Fabulous DJ failed him. He did.
Yeah.
He did. I mean, Fabulous trusted him, and that was not a good move. Nah.
Well, he went toe to toe with someone other than Emily. He couldn't punch him in the mouth, so that's basically what happened.
Oh man,
he don't do well with real competition.
He don't do well. All right, so hold on. We got. Let's see what they got. We got DMX right here. Somebody says DMX, Dre over Swiss Beats all day. Let me put that one on.
All Dre stuff sound the same. It's got that.
No, I'm not. In terms of party bangers, no. Dre is great. I think Dre is one of the most amazing producers we ever heard. But Swiss Beats in terms of party bangers, listen, as a DJ, I can tell you I play way more Swiss Beats than Dre.
Swiss. Let me tell you, I used to have the biggest crush on Kasim Dean. I could have got him. See how Alicia got him? And let me stop.
Hold on, that's the ultimate entanglement. That's a successful
entanglement. We shall see when they are entangled which dog comes out on top. But since we don't know quite yet, I don't know if you can get us out on some whoever this is. April Wayne, I just gotta tell you that you and I are on the same wavelength here because she said Luke Scar. Luke Scar.
April, what up, April?
April
I love me some Luke, honey. If you want to get ratchet and filthy and get the girls in the bubble, play you some Luke.
Scar. When you hear Scar, I don't care how bad your knees are.
Bob, hold up, man. We just had a profound moment. Like Maya just coined the bubble term in the whole.
I lost you quick. I don't know if your phone was there. We might have lost quick. But if we did, where did quick go? Quick Wi-Fi.
Quick. All right now.
What did you coin? Did I miss it? What did you call the bubble?
The bubble. I said the bubble is new now. I mean, like if you want some girls in the bubble, play you some Luke because it's about to get wild up in there.
I love it. Look, y'all, we are going to get on out of here for the day. I don't know what happened to my man Quick, but he is officially in the building. So join us next week, next Friday. We have the maestro himself, superhero DJ John Quick, who needs no introduction. The man behind the vinyl who has been rocking parties. We are now going to bring the party right here to Ball Hog Sports Talk. We have the Maverick, Miss Majestic Maya, who, as you can tell, has never had any problems sharing her opinion and backing it up. And you have the MC, myself, Mr. The Ball Hog, and B Brown ESQ, and the Mouth of the South, and Mr. Excessive Celebration. All of those nicknames just to say, we out. Let's see. Let me remove this one. I think Quick tried to come back.
I know.
Let's see if he can come back just to say goodbye. And he had a good song queued up for y'all too. There he is. Let me bring him in here.
Okay.
There you go. You back, dog.
Hey.
You back, dog.
Yo, my I was telling Bob earlier, my laptop wasn't charged properly, so.
It's really a desktop. You got to have it plugged in all the time.
Basically, yeah.
At this point, right?
My backup laptop, whatever. So I'm actually going for my phone right now.
All right, cool.
But the problem, the issue is I won't be able to play any more music because I have to plug out my main laptop to try to charge the other one. So
we're good. We were saying goodbye anyway. We wanted you to say goodbye as well. And that's it from the Ball Hog Sports Talk. Any parting shots as we say goodbye to everyone? Quick, I'll start with you.
Hey, Bob, we got to get a Ball Hog Sports Talk fan page and group. You know what I'm saying? That, we can get everybody in here a lot easier. So that's what would be my thing. Also, catch me on IG Live at 11 o'clock. DJ Commish, my boy's going to be interviewing me, talking about my Afro Flavor show, which comes on every Friday night. Shameless plug, 11 p.m. on WBLS. And I'll be on WBLS next week, The Mix at 6, from 6 to 7, Tuesday and Wednesday. And Yeah, man, we just having fun. We trying
Working, man. You working. I love it, brother. That's why when I called you, I was nervous. I'm like, I know that brother got a lot, but I think he would be quite the addition to the Ball Hog Sports Talk. So thank you for accepting.
family, man. Maya always, Maya's been in a place where it'd be like 10 people, and Maya will show up just to support me,
and have a good old time.
Absolutely.
In the bubble. What's up in the bubble?
I'm taking all my drink tickets.
Right.
I need some of those. I don't drink no more.
Oh, okay. Join the club.
What you got, Maya, on your 40th? Any parting shots?
I turned 40 on Wednesday. Shout out to my trainer, Diamond. Like, he came through. It was hot. He helped me go down 2 dress sizes. Your girl looking bright for 40. I can't go to a beach, so I look good naked. Oh yeah, trust me, I don't look 40. Top or bottom. Just everybody who sends messages, thank you for all the birthday love. Thank you for accepting me for being who I am. It's been a struggle. I have not always been accepted being outspoken. I've gotten a lot of knocks along the way, but life is short. Do the shit that makes you happy and don't hurt anyone. And Bobby, I love you to pieces. You know, you fam. And when Corona gone, we gonna crack a couple of Coronas.
We gonna crack a couple.
John, you're just the sweetest thing going. And I love you to pieces. And thank you so much for joining.
Look, y'all, my parting shot is just this. Thank you for being a part of the journey. It started with just a concept and an idea with not knowing where this was going to go. And now it's developed into this. And this is just the beginning of where it shall go. So continue. Again, we ask you humbly to like, to comment, to share. Happy birthday, Maya. Love you, love you, love you. John Quick, thank you for adding to the platform and making it an even better show. Thank you to our guests, Ryan and Dr. Adams. It is the quintessential example of Black excellence. And that's where I hope all athletes have their mindset where that young man has his. Absolutely. And with that, where the intersection of business, sports, business, and entertainment has been accomplished and then some today. It's the Ball Hog Sports Talk with your boy, B. Brown, ESQ, a.k.a. the Ball Hog, a.k.a. the Mountain South, a.k.a. Mr. Successful Celebration. You have the maestro, Mr. Superhero, DJ John Quick, and the Maverick, the majestic Maya. We are out. Peace.
Oh my God.